Today is 688 day to come here to share lessons to learn. I'm learning. I hope this also support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about solutions. Solutions. What kind of solutions I want to talk about? A lot of people have problems. Every single person have problems. But we need to understand that we need to focus on solutions rather than problems. And why is that? Why is it so important to look into solutions rather than problems? Because what you focus on increases. When you focus on problems, those problems will seem bigger, more challenging. And of course, when you increase the problems, what happens? It becomes more daunting. It creates a lot of fear, and because of those emotions, you are not trying to overcome those, and you leave and start living with that problem, and you start accepting it. But if you're really focusing on the on solution rather than problem, then that solution starts to increase, expand. You find different solutions, and that solution is much bigger than any kind of problem, and you are hopeful about solving the problem and really taking action because now hope creates a lot of action and belief hopes creates action. So that means when you focus on solutions, it's much more easy to take action. So today we'll share 16 things what we need to understand about solutions and the solution awareness and how really when you focus on solution how potentially changes the way how you act and think about things. So first thing is that it's easy. Focus on solutions, not problems. Focus on solutions and not problems. That is the best way to solve a problem because people focus on the problem and it never gets solved. But when you focus on solution and really take action based on solution, you're able to move forward. Second is emphasize positivity. So that means when you focus on solutions, it emphasizes positivity because when you focus on problem, you have dark day and pleasant moments, and a lot of times those moments doesn't create positivity. It's always a lot of negativity comes from it. But when you focus on solution and thinking what could come out of that, there's so much positive things that you could be coming out of that thought because you're thinking solution and you're thinking, okay, if I will solve this problem with this solution, what will happen? And all that creates a lot of positivity and visualization. And those things, of course, creates a lot of positive thoughts. Number three is goal oriented. So that means that when we have solutions and thinking about solutions, we are able to create some kind of plan. So smart goals like specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based. So that means when you have a solution and it's very goal oriented because we know that this is what will happen, specific thing and specific time. Because when you focus on problem, you have no idea what you will do with it. But when you have focusing on multiple solutions, you know exactly what you will need to do. Number four is collaborative. That means when a lot of times when you have a problem, there's a blame game. This is your fault. No, it's your fault, and everyone is blaming each other. But when of course, not every single time, but like a lot of times, they have a tendency to blame each other. But when you focus on solutions, it doesn't matter who did what. What matters is that we need to find a solution how to fix this problem, and that's why there's a lot of collaborative game because solutions. Okay, this is your input, this is our input, and we make it better to make sure that we find solution that solve this problem. Number five is short term and practical. So solutions a lot of times is very short term and practical. We have a problem and we're able to create exact actions that we're able to take today to solve our problem. So that we don't need to think about the problem anymore. We're able to create exact next steps that you could take to move forward. Like a lot of times people don't move forward because they don't have clarity what kind of action steps you need to take. But really think about solution, you're able to create short term and very practical exact steps that you're able to take to move forward. Number six is effective communication. Effective communication. A lot of times people who are thinking about the problem, they don't think clearly and that is not effective. When you have a solution and you visualize solution and you thought about every smart goal, every specific thing about that solution, you're able to communicate it much more effectively and you're able to bring more people into that solution to make that even faster. So that means when you focus on solution, that solution is much more easier to explain. It's much easier and become much more effective in communicating it. So solutions are much more effective. Number seven is adaptability. So we always need to be open and adaptable. Because when you have some kind of long-term problem, maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe even 1 year, a lot of times we find a solution that is the best at that moment, is very effective. So what we do, we take that problem and solve that with that one solution. But what happens after a year? Like technology changes, things changes, everything changes. And so that means that we need to learn how to become more adaptable because we're able to change, improve, get better, pivot, and use different solution at different time. So adaptability is very essential in solution focused approach. Number eight is strength based. Strength based. Why is that so important? Why is strength based so important? Because people who focus on solutions, they focus, okay, let's look into who has a strength. Because when you have a team pursuing something, that means one person is very strong in soft skills like communication, public speaking, leadership. Another person could be very strong and have strengths in hard skills, like let's say that coding, software, maybe some kind of analysis. So that means when we and changing and looking, okay, who will do what? We're focusing what kind of strengths do they have and where we position them that they could get the most results. It's very, very important because if you put a coder to speak and he is like scared to death to do that, of course, it will most likely will be not as effective. Now, I don't say that some coders could not be amazing communicators, but as I said, have a tendency. But people who have very, very strong technical skills have a tendency that they are not as good communicators who spend enormous amounts of time really focusing on leadership, public speaking, and communication skills. Number nine is respect and not non-judgmental. Respect and non-judgmental. So when you focus on solutions, you start to realize that you're able to respect every single person. It doesn't matter where the problem came. You don't judge anyone. You don't judge, you don't blame anyone. You respect every single person because you know that every single solution that you create could be in that bubble a solution. And that solution is respectful, not judgmental. Because when you focus on the problem, those problems could be very judgmental, very blameful. You can disrespectful because the way how you solve the problem could be very meaningful, hurtful, and it could be something that is respectful, not judgmental. So we need to find a solution that really allows us to be respectful and not judgmental and really take into next level. Number 10 is applicable to groups. That means solutions could be for one person. So one person could have a problem that they need to overcome. That could be that there's a community, there's a country, or it could be a group of people. It doesn't matter. Like solutions could be for one person or for hundreds people because every single time when we want looking for solution, we need to have exactly the same um, plan to create solutions. Sometimes, of course, even better. Like two heads is always better than one because one will have one. Like when we add one mind and second mind and two solutions, we got not two solutions. We find three, four, five because there's so many ideas comes out of two when you add two solutions together. Number 11 is cultural sensitivity. Cultural sensitivity. Why is that important? Because a lot of times when we have solving one problem, we could not look into other people. And a lot of different people want to solve problems differently. So when you solve problem based on a problem, a lot of times you can really disrespect and not and disregard other people's needs and desires. But when you focus only on solution, then you understand that this solution is sold specifically, that means includes other people, other opinions, other ideas, other people emotions and feelings, and then of course be able to choose that solution that really aligns with all the things that we're looking for. Number 12 is continual learning and improvement. That means that problem could stay, and most likely problem will stay always the same, always the same. So when you focus on the problem always the same. So what we is much better is to focus on solution, because you change, you get better, you improve, you get more perspective. What happens? Your solutions get better as well. So that means if it's you're struggling with that problem, because you change, your solutions will change. It means that problem will become so small because your solution becomes so huge, and you're able to handle much bigger problems because of that. Number 13 is complements other approaches. Complements other approaches. So that means there's a lot of different approaches there are when you have experiencing a problem. You can look at after decision making some kind of process. You can brainstorm on ideas. You're able to do some kind of analysis, data analysis, some kind of research. So when you add all approaches together, and at the end of the day, looking what kind of solution could work for this specific little problem, you realize that like when you add multiple things together, a lot of times even better rather than focusing on one thing at a time. Number 14 is applicable in crisis situations. So when there is something terrible happening or something that is very important at the moment, you're able to handle the solutions, not focusing just on the problem, but really on the solution. So what exactly we need to have now? What needs to be happening now that we could live a better life? So that means when we focus on solutions, because it's very short term and practical, we're able to implement immediately and take actions immediately when you focus on solutions rather than focus on the problem. Number 15 is a positive approach to change. A positive approach to change. That means that when we have a solution, we're always looking for that change. We're always looking for improvements. We're always looking for something that positive could come into our lives. Because when you focus on the problem, we don't see that change as positive. We just need to run away from something. But when we have that idea of solution, then we not just run away from a problem, we're more running towards something. But because when you're running towards something, that problem stays the same, but we run away to something more meaningful. Because sometimes people run away from something, but they run away even to something that even worse. But when you know at where to run towards that solution, you understand that when you will run towards a solution, that problem disappears. So we need to have a positive approach to change. And last one is that not that solution is not about ignoring problems. It's not about ignoring problems. It's not about. That means we have idea of the problem, we have idea what we want to solve, but when we think about solution, we forget about it in that moment because we want to create a solution, not think about the problem. We create a solution that we could run towards that solution. We create solution that when we achieve our solution, the problem is not meaningful anymore. That means that we need to understand that it's okay to forget the problem when you find a solution could make that problem obsolete. But we are looking for a solution to solve that problem. But our emphasis is on solutions rather than the problem. And that's a big change because a lot of times, including myself, I focus on the problem too much and that problem becomes too big. When you focus, as I said at the beginning, when you focus on solution and you focus on solution, it's much easier to find opportunity that you're able to run towards and make that problem obsolete. And the bigger your problem is to solve, the more money, the more abundance, the more impact you're able to make to your life, to other people's lives as well. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.